Good job, King here, and my God, is this series better than I initially thought going in. I knew about the series before going in, and about knowing about it, basically I just knew it was somewhat weird, but it was like highly recommended to people getting into this same demographic of manga. And if you, by the way, are a Blue Lock fan, I recommend reading this because this is written by the same author, but just a different artist. When reading Jagaaaaan, I was already intrigued by Jagaan's inner thoughts as a character. This guy is like a police officer. He's going through a lot of problems emotionally and with his little relationships with other people. And then like sometimes he envisions himself shooting the annoying or bad people he comes across. Like in the first chapter, he comes across like some delinquents or like just some like little like younger people. And like I guess they know him because they see him a lot. And he was clearly annoyed. And he was like envisioning like the idea of just shooting them up is what he calls it. But it's this desire that he just doesn't want to give into, and as well as the fact that the power system in this series is derived from frauds that inhabit the human body, and the human then turns into like a fractured human, and their abilities stem from whatever their desire is. I know it's a crazy concept, but it's executed really dope, and it's used in a multitude of ways that really embody the series. And it actually came into like one of my favorite ways of like developing a power system, or like just using a power system to like flesh out a world building or politics. And I thought that was really dope. Now Jagaaaaan as a character, he is the dark hero that's trying not to give in to his desire, but his desire is what's saving people in the world. So much so Japan idolizes him as a hero. They don't really view him as a man, but more so as like a weapon that saves people, and they kind of take it for granted, and they kind of lose the fact that like this is a human being that we sending out to like do these crazy things, and we ask him to do crazy things, that we kind of forget like, you know, he got emotions too, he has problems too, and you know, we kind of taking that for granted. And I love that story when it comes to like heroes. He's got his relationship with his wife. Him and his wife are having this off-putting relationship. It's a case of like, you know, they seem to not to like each other, but more so they seem to like each other rather than they actually love each other. I really enjoy the different dynamics between Jagaaaaan has with Bell and his wife, as they both bring something different out of Jagaaaaan that really, you know, pushes and adds more layers to Jagaaaaan as a character. Mikazuchi is probably my favorite character other than Jagaaaaan. I love the story with him and his son, and he's overall just such like a badass character, and he's probably the best character I've seen use like the hardening ability, or like people that toughen their skin. He's like the most unique I've seen use it, and he's probably making me a fan of that ability. Then there's Misagi. You know, he's a cool political character later on in the series. Nakaida is a funny character. Yuma's pretty dope. You know, the side characters in the overall cast are really solid. I feel like you can find characters in there that, you know, you can gravitate towards and kind of like their story and their journey. Comes like the arcs, and my favorites definitely the Triple H arc. Yes, for my wrestling fans, there's a Triple H arc. I'm not even gonna hold you. I had to take a double take when I saw that, but the Triple H arc is really dope when it comes to like tackling the politic aspects of what a fractured human is and how society shouldn't fear them versus the side of like anything can happen with them. And of course, the Deadland arc is an unbelievable read. It's literally everything Jagaaaaan does great in such an epic fashion with an arc, with some of the most badass moments from Jagaaaaan, the side characters, and the antagonist. This is an overall like one of the best arcs I've read in recent time when it comes to some of the manga I've been reading recently. Now, when it comes to the antagonist, Chiharu's probably my favorite. He plays this twisted Buddha-like role in this series as the main antagonist. I love the way he's portrayed throughout the series. A villain that generally has followers that look up to him and owe him a lot. Then there's Tengu. He's just chaotic as hell, but I love his backstory and the build-up for him. Noman is a character I didn't expect to be so important, but it works out pretty well for him and like kind of what he represents going on later into the arcs. All of the antagonists in this series have so much variety that none of them really feel flat, because they tackle different aspects of what it's like being a fractured human, or what made them turn into a fractured human, because they were just either outcasts maybe, or maybe because they were done wrong by other people and they want revenge. It's a nice like blend of these villains want different things, and it used the power of a fractured human to like benefit their cause. Of course, the art is just so cool. It has like this dope edgy vibe, but very detailed in everything it wants to depict. I think it just shines the most during the fights and like those wide area spreads to show off the background of the scene that's being displayed. The fractured human design, specifically the ones that look like monsters or animals, they look menacing but dope at the same time. And then like even the abilities, the powers, the depictions that they want you to feel like from the powers is displayed so beautiful. And I just think like Manayuki, when it comes to the artists he picks, or maybe the people that he's got on his team, they know exactly what they want to do when it comes to like executing certain parts of whether it's a fight, a talk, conversation, whatever it is. and they do it so well. I think the art honestly is one of the best parts about Jagaaaaan. And when you read it, it's like every moment that they show something that's supposed to be, you know, hard hitting, crazy, impactful, and they want you to deliberately look at this and see like how detailed the stuff is. It just hits all the same. And man, you just can't miss when it comes to like that type of work. Currently in the manga right now, it's really popping off. I'm not exactly sure how long we got left in the series because I believe it has like maybe 1 or 2 more volumes before it's wrapped up, I think. So now is pretty much a good chance to like try to binge read it because it is an easy binge. It's pretty fast paced, great action, some mystery, and some good things throughout the manga. Just be prepared for the weird shit. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Peace.